Booyah. And we're live. How the fuck's everybody doing? It's your neighborhood Jesus. Hot as a bitch outside today. I'm inside drinking hot coffee. Damn, that's good. Let's wait for some people to get in here. And then we got some some updates to talk about. A couple things here and there. Things I've been thinking about the build and employment and all that kind of stuff. And Honda Day and shit like that. I'll tell you right off the rip, I've already applied for VIP registration for H Day in September. And I'm kind of like, I don't know why I even bother. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Hondas. Like, seeing some of the clean Hondas there is worth it. But seeing the 75 to 80 to 90% of just cambered out joke shit, it's not resonating with me very much. It's kind of like they've taken over, man. When the majority of the builds there are not resonating with me, it makes me wonder, why do I go? Well, why do I go? I go for the handful of clean builds, and I go there for the drag racing. That's essentially it. I don't go there for the lifestyle stage. I don't really give a fuck about the raffle car. And the majority of the cars there are like a joke to me. I know that seems harsh or too real for some people because, we live in a time where people get very easily offended, even if people just have an opinion. But yeah, it's kind of where I'm at because the last car show I went to obviously was H Day in the spring, and it still sits wrong with me. I'm like, I cannot believe I got snuffed out by a cambered out automatic, didn't even pop his hood, sunflower fucking yellow RSX. To me, that is like the epitome of like it. You could have a sick ass build and the judge would still not give you shit, basically. He would just be like, oh, I'm into camber. If you're not cambered, you're not winning. That's fucking whack. See, if I was a judge, my criteria would be, if you don't pop your hood, you're definitely not winning. You're not even going to show what you've done to the engine. If you've done nothing to the engine, you have no chance of winning. That's how I see it. Like, yeah, you should have like a little bit of everything, some engine work, some wheels, some suspension, some interior work, some paint work, body work, stuff like that. So if you're missing one whole field, like engine work, that's usually the first thing you do. That's my take, at least. That's how I would rate it if I was a judge. There would be categories like, let's say, 10 points for engine, 10 points for interior, 10 points for suspension, 10 points for wheels and tires, 10 points for paint and body, or whatever. You'd have different fields of judgment. And the fact that only one person judges your car is hit or miss. So you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, rant and rave after Honda Day, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't even know if I want to go to Honda Day. It's not even fucking called Honda Day. It's called H Day. Like, even just the mentality of like this newer generation, not old timers. And I'm not even an old timer. I'm fucking 30 years old, but these like younger cats, like everything's got to be so easy. It's got to be ultra abbreviated. BRB, OMG, AF, H Day. You can't even say Honda Day. You know what I'm saying? Like, this fucking shirt doesn't say H Vlogs. It says Honda Vlogs. Someone's house is burning. Down, 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 down. It's like the 5th fire truck I've seen today. I don't get it. But yeah, seeing as nobody's here, I'm probably gonna have to say all that again, or you're gonna have to rewatch this. But you know, is it even worth it? I build my car for me, so the fact that I even try to notion the idea of taking it to a show to be approved by others. I mean, and the funny thing was, dude, I had a lot of people come up to me and they're like, yo, this shit is clean, fresh paint, fresh interior, nice engine, legendary engine, just clean Type R inspired like car. Like it's not technically it's not a real Type R because it's not right hand drive. And even if it was a right hand drive, you could still be a clone. And I just don't see the point of trying to fool people by cutting out the firewall and trying to make it a clone. If it's not a real one, it's not a real one. So what's the point of right hand drive swapping it? You know, it's still going to be a clone. But I had tons of people come up and they were like, you know, this thing's fucking clean. So that meant the world to me because I was like, dude. And the funny thing is, I've owned this car less than a year, and they're like, how the fuck did you do all this in less than a year? And I was like, I'm neighborhood Jesus. I make shit happen. But yeah, fucking let me think what else. I want to wait for some people to get in here so we can not have to regurgitate the same information like 5 times over. But it is like, you know, 5:30 in the afternoon, in the evening, whatever the fuck. In other news, I just got done recording some guitar over top of some drums. And this is like a segue to my other topic. I love music, but I just don't feel it the same anymore. I don't know if it's because I stopped smoking weed or what. But like when I play music, it almost seems like a chore. It doesn't seem like a science experiment or a journey anymore. It seems like literally like I have to force myself to record. And I don't like that. And I sit in here and I have all this fucking gear. And I'm like, it's kind of going to waste. Like when I used to record and play the way I used to, it didn't feel like it was going to waste at all. But now it feels like it's going to waste. And kind of the same story with my records. Like I listen to records occasionally, but like I used to listen to multiple records every single day. Like that was like now it's YouTube. Like YouTube's completely consumed me because like any record I don't have, I'll just look it up on YouTube. As where if there was a record I was craving, I would go buy it. I'll go down to the record store downtown and buy it, and my collection would keep growing and growing. But now it's like the internet is like fucking taking me over, where it's just so much more easy and convenient just to type in YouTube and you can look up anything virtually. So like all these records here, you know, we got fucking 7, we'll call it, because you got 7 on the green shelves. You got 2 down here, so that's really like 9, 10. I got some more upstairs too. But a lot of money, you know, a lot of money between my gear and my record collection. Like, I don't even want to know how much, honestly, because it's pretty enticing at this point in time. Like, I've grown kind of into I'm not going to say a different person, but like, I've gravitated more towards the car building thing. And like, back when I first got my license, that's like where I was at. I was like, I got my RSX, my silver one. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait to build this thing, right? That was the whole point, because I actually had a choice between a used Suzuka Blue S2000, and I couldn't mod that. My pop said, if I help you with this, you're not modding it. Just keep it stock. It's good enough. It's a fun car. But then I was like, well, if we get the RSX, can we mod it? And he was like, yeah, okay. So I was like, stock car or modded car? So that's why I went with the RSX. So when I got my car and like I put like, you know, basic bolt-ons on it, not even full bolt-ons. I just put literally like the V2 intake and a Buddy Club Spec 4 exhaust, and then like some suspension, and that was it. You know, I was happy. I was like, well, I wasn't like fully happy. I still wanted stuff, but basically my musician side of me took over. I was in high school. I was playing in bands. I wanted gear. I had a drum set. I wanted a nicer drum set. Bought a Gresh kit. Started buying like basses and guitars and just like going full ham wild on fucking music. So I pretty much put my car building side on the back burner for like 10, 12 plus fucking years. And then I lost the car in the flood and it like woke me up. I was like, yo, I've already got a studio. I need to start building this car, this new car. I need to build it like a builder. And I think we have, honestly. Definitely feels like we built a solid car so far. And I'm not even done. This is like year one, which is crazy to think. Because like there's so much shit I want to do to this car. I mean, fucking wheels and tires, suspension, fucking more stuff. I want to do electric power steering. I want to do fucking AC relocation, ABS delete, like tons of shit. And yeah, I need money. And yeah, I should probably have stayed at my job, because if I would have stayed at my job, I'd probably be making decent money, but then have zero time. And it wasn't even about the zero time part. It was literally about, I can't stand my fucking manager. Fucking nut job. And yeah, in a nutshell, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, dude, should I sell all this shit? And I've thought about this before. And when I thought about it before, I was like, I'll give it some time, you know, I'll see if, you know, my musicianship is like burned out. And it's not fully burned out. Like I still feel like I have music inside of me to like exert. It's almost like the studio equipment I have. It's almost like I'm burned out on the equipment, like the pedals and, you know, the mixer's good and stuff, but like I need a new fucking microphone for the drums. I mean, I need a whole drum mic kit, honestly. And I feel like I need new pedals. Like I just need to like shed all these pedals, except for maybe like, I don't even know. Honestly, I feel like I should just shed them all. Just shed them all. I mean, some of these pedals are worth like, I have one pedal that's worth fucking $800. I have another one that's worth 500. Most of them are between $300 and $400. A couple of them are like, you know, might fetch like a couple $100. Some of them might fetch $50. So that's kind of where I'm at. Kind of where I'm at. But yeah, it's just a weird time in your life when you're like, you felt so passionate about one thing. You're like, I love music and I love cars too, but like music is driving me. But at the same time, man, I used to play music with so many different people, and now I don't play music with fucking anybody. I mean, everybody works a 9 to 5 or some type of like job schedule where they don't have time to play music. Got wife, kids, family, got rent to pay, you know, all that shit, you know, typical normal life shit. And like, there's just not time for music unless you're a career musician. So that's why I'm like, kind of like burned out on it. I'm like, I miss jamming with people and sharing a dream, sharing a vision of like songs or, you know, shit like that. So being a solo artist is great and it sucks at the same time. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. And it sucks that nobody's here because I'm not going to be repeating all this. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Kind of bummed out on it. Like I played music today and it felt kind of good, but not really. I was like, I don't know, man. It's hard to put into words. It's almost like it's another aspect is like I'm tired of being the engineer and the musician. because that shit is daunting. Like having to be the one that like sets up the levels and does all the engineering and like production. It's like almost like I would be happier if I had a producer, somebody to like I'm recording and they're telling me which parts are best or something like that. I feel like that would be amazing or it'd be horrible. You'd have to be with a producer that sees eye to eye, that sees the potential in you and sees like your best, like your A game versus like B, C, D game. Like he's like, all right, the whole session was great, but like this is fire, that's kind of shitty, that's kind of okay. We should redo that, That would be like a dream, as opposed to like you go in there and like they act like you see eye to eye, and then like they just like reject everything you do. They're like, no, it's not poppy enough. You gotta play different. Like I wouldn't want anybody to change the musician I am, basically. I just want them to give it a haircut, basically, and shit like that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I know I keep saying that, but that's kind of where I'm at. In other news, if you guys saw the last stream, somebody called the cops on me, said I was excessively speeding, gave me a warning, or a notice or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I haven't been pulled over by the police. I'm actually kind of surprised. I feel like they would, you know, pull me over just to fuck with me, or because I'm flagged or something like that. Be on the lookout for fast blue Honda, or maybe they're just like, fuck it. He hasn't been pulled over in 10 years. Maybe it's bullshit. Who knows? I ain't really got nothing to hide, so and I'm not really speeding or anything, so I'm just gonna shrug it off and be like, fuck it. So that's good. I haven't been pulled over because I really don't feel like getting hassled. I don't deserve to be hassled. I pay my taxes. I pay my car insurance, registration, tags, all that shit. So they should be out there trying to catch drunk drivers or people really doing some wrong in the world. True motherfucking story. But yeah, as far as plans for the car go, I don't really have any aspiration to get anything like major done before Honda Day because it doesn't matter. If it's not a cambered out stance build, it's not going to win. That's kind of why I'm like, what's the point even? You know, Me personally, my personal goals, aside from going to car shows and wowing people, um, I do want to take the motor out and get the engine bay shaved and repainted and all that stuff, and take the ABS out and take anything unnecessary out, and fill up all the holes and stitch weld it and make it look really nice. I do want to do that. Maybe possibly like relocate the fuse box, and I don't think I'm gonna redo AC. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of AC, but I might get rid of power steering and do the electric power steering because that seems like a really good idea. And electric power steering is a lot better off than mechanical power steering that's gonna be running off the fucking serpentine belt like parasitic dragging the fucking power. So I think I want to do that. I definitely want to delete the ABS or relocate it to the hood cowling just so it's out of sight, out of mind. Either one would be fine with me. Um, do the AC relocation for sure. I'm tired of seeing those AC lines. What else? Obviously the wheels and tires. I'm on the fence, man, because I found somebody that a blue RSX dude's like APB DC5 on Instagram. He actually has an Arctic Blue Pearl 0204, and it has those bronze Advan RG1s on it. And not many people have those, but already at that, I feel like I'd be biting his style. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to do that. So I'm almost leaning more towards the CE28s, like the SLs. which definitely cost a lot more. But so many people have them. I don't feel like I'd be biting anybody's style. It's just like kind of like joining the Volk Club, the CE28 Club. Unless I could find a set of Daytona 707s, I'd probably rock those because those look fairly similar actually to an RG1. I think that's why I like them so much. True story. Yeah, I can't believe nobody's fucking here, dude. I mean, I can, but I can't. I know it's fucking 5:45. It's kind of early, but where the fuck's everybody at? Where the fuck y'all at? ...2000 Civic Auto to K20A with AC. Let's see what this is all about.
Okay, this is a 99 to 2000 Civic hatchback.
Yeah, it's black. What the fuck? Got no visual.
Okay, this is...
Yeah, why don't I have a fucking visual? Oh my god, dude. I swear computers just fucking bum me out. Like, if they worked the way we wanted them to, we'd be so happy. But they don't.
Big panel gets removed in favor.
This shit's acting like I'm in 4K or something. What the fuck? Here, play this shit in 40. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather have VHS quality than no quality.
So we're going to change those stops in there, those stops that usually fall out and will cause the brake light to stay on. The rack is getting converted from a power steering rack to a manual rack. We basically take it apart, rebuild it, clean it, re-grease it, change the seals, and it converts it to a manual rack without any of the extra lines. So the engine mounts we're going to use for the Hasport EKK1s, and these are the 60 urethane. These are the softer mounts. So plus we're going to change and put a S2000 clutch master cylinder in there so that it's a little bit cleaner. The engine is a K20A one that we went through, rebuilt, did some work to it, made sure it was nice and fresh, replaced all the parts that would usually wear out, of course, rings, bearings, the whole nine. So the engine mounts get installed. Everything is all about cleanliness and making it look like it's supposed to fit, which is where the radiator comes in. To make the radiator lines come to where we want them, we basically rebuild it to our spec. And then the inlet and outlet and cap can be exactly where we want them. We're doing gator axles. These are designed for the swap, a little bit stronger axles than stock. That calls brand new rebuilt with all new parts to freshen it up further. So now the radiator.
Man, I wish I had LHT money. That'd be so much fun just to like pay someone else just to do really good work like that. I bet they make fucking bank in Florida. Bunch of rich people with S2000s and shit. There's a lot of people out there that don't know how to do their own fucking fabrication and like installs basically, or don't have the means to do it. They might know, but they're like, I don't have a lift. I don't got garage space or a garage at all.
So it keeps everything nice and clean and keeps everybody happy. So this is going to be installed with a factory flange that fits onto the header correctly in the right spot. So it operates exactly the way it did on the car originally. Flange is TIG welded on, and then from there we can build the exhaust, and the cap can be removed if need be for service, or if the header needs to be removed. So the header fits, the radiator fits, the hoses fit. Next, we got to change the fuel rail. So we opt for a skunk tube fuel rail. The exhaust is full stainless. We offer two types, stainless or titanium. We no longer offer aluminum. So this is the center.
Man, I want that titanium, baby.
This is a half-flow throttle body, and it fits the Skunk 2 manifold. That gives us a little bit more airflow, and it's a nice piece. So the power steering isn't on this engine, so we put the idle pulley and put a brand new belt on there. The belt is a specific size. So the exhaust, the way we're doing it, we used a MagnaFlow resonator and muffler with a turn down. The EK doesn't have a direct cutout for the tip. So on these, we like to do a nice turn down to make them look clean, and it kind of disappears. So this car is getting air conditioning. So this is a piece we made to hold the factory condenser and bolt back in the car. So it's as close to stock.
Man, they do such fucking good work.
The engine wire harness gets changed to the K20. We do change it, reroute to run the wire harness in a different position, make it a little bit cleaner. Of course, we're going to do fuel lines. We need to run the return system, so that's why we change the lines on the Skunk 2 rail. These are going to be dash sticks in and out. These are plenty of horsepower. It's a naturally aspirated car, but in the future...
Man, I gotta say that their harness doesn't look like that great. I mean, they were doing it by themselves, like completely cutting the harness open and like rewiring it, taping it, whatever the fuck, but it doesn't look that clean.
The good news is, we know how to fabricate little things like this, so we get an exact measurement. We use some chrome moly, we cut it to the right size, and clean it up there, and then we can install it in the fuel rail with some brand new Allen bolts. The injectors we're using are S2000 injectors. These have a higher fuel capacity. As you see there, they fit nice, and they're good for about 270 horsepower worth of fuel if needed. Cost was set. The fuel pressure, we're going to go ahead and put on the Red Horse fuel gauges on there. Makes it a little bit easier to set the fuel pressure regulator up. And of course, monitor it in the future just in case you need to check these things. Of course, the brand new white bat sensor goes in there. That would clean up the engine bay and any loose debris. Of course, clean up the forefront, all the pieces of wire harness that gets changed. So of course, custom AC lines so we can run the air conditioning and make sure everything fits and clears and operates just the way it should. So brand new spark plugs, and we're ready to fire it up. Fuel pressure is good. Engine oil's good. Transmission fluid is good. Fluid is good. Already checked the code. There's no code, right? No. All right. Let's start with the key. Go. Let's go.
Start that bitch up. Sounds like a K20A. Smoking a little bit. Yo, bitch, you still got an automatic cluster. How you supposed to see RPMs? Heard something clunk.
No, it's not carbon. Normal. Okay, so that was a little bit of white. Yeah, that's one of the things we're going to use that not carbon.
Be a pretty choice ride though. EK hatch with a fucking K28 in it. See what the bitch puts down. They got it on the fucking dyno. That's what it sounds like. Sounds just like my VTEC crossover. Sounded mean. Any day now. Come on. See the numbers. Sounds pretty healthy.
Okay, so this one's done. 216 horsepower. This was a pretty hot day, 153 foot-pounds of torque. Just verify the AC pressures are correct. We can make sure the AC is blowing cold.
So it put out to the wheels, it put out 216 on a hot ass day. And it don't got no good. I'm not gonna say no good bolt-ons, but it's got a fucking cat on it. It's got some bunk ass short ram intake. And it don't have a very big throttle body either, so if that bitch makes 216 on a hot as fuck day in Florida, think about what my shit's gonna make.
So now it's done. It's a short round intake, so we don't worry about any hydro locking. And then of course do everything.
So we don't have to worry about any hydro locking like Zosh.
So quick before and after. Now it looks nice, performs nice. And it's about 2.5 times the power and the cost. A manual transmission, which is always so much more fun. This is going to be a great setup for the customer. Is going to be in love with this car. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, it makes good power considering it's in Florida, hot as fuck day with a short ram intake, and it has the same manifold as me, Pro Series, but it's got a 70 instead of a 74, and it's not port matched. So yeah, and that was with a return style system. I wonder why the hell they put a return style system on it. You know, because they're not going E85 or anything, and they're not going turbo or supercharger. Maybe the customer wanted it because he plans on supercharger or turbo in the future or something, or E85. Because the reason I'm going return style is because I don't know which route I'm going to go. If I'm going to go E85 and supercharger, E85 and turbo, E85 and fucking ITBs. So that's just preheating the oven for later down the road when I figure out what route I want to go. To me, it seems like every route. It's almost like the first scene in Pokemon when you're playing. You go up to the professor's lab and there's 3 balls there. There's Bulbasaur, there's Squirtle, and there's Charmander. They all have their pros and cons. Oh my god. Yeah, they do really good work though, honestly. Let's see. H2BEK makes a smooth 800 horsepower and stock K24 makes 500 horsepower easily. Damn, Gina. That's wild stuff. Fucking K24 making 500 easy. What is this?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sometime last week, we ended up taking off the RBC manifold, the starter. Well, I got the starter already. I put that on. The RBC manifold, we took that off. We were either going to polish it or get it powder coated in black. And good news, I did send that out already. I shipped it out, and I should be getting that in maybe a couple weeks. Meanwhile, I've been kind of busy with work, but I've been also trying to get another RBC manifold. And I know some of you guys are saying, like, why? But I want to drive my car meanwhile. So I don't want to wait any longer. So I'm gonna end up buying a brand new RBC manifold, which is like probably like 250, 260 or something like that. All right, so enough of that. Getting back on topic, I ordered. Well, actually, let me backtrack. The RBC manifold, when we took it off, if you guys watched the video, I had a bunch of oil getting inside the RBC manifold, and I think that's due to me not having a catch can. So I went ahead and ordered. Let me just show you guys what I got. So I bought this little cheap catch can. Doesn't have to be anything special. It's got 10 AM fitting right here. It's got this cheesy filter that goes on the top. This one. So this pops on like that. You know, real simple. It's black. It's gonna be, you know, I can really see it down there. Real nice. I'm not gonna complain. Like the welds are pretty good. The things are on there. Like
We got someone on the head counter. Who we got?
This was like $50.
And did you get a notification? Because 37 minutes in, one person.
This filter right here, it's too big, and then this bracket that I'm gonna have to modify and stuff. Should be probably sitting up here, but
See where he installed it.
below it. But because this filter right here, it's not gonna allow me to. It's just very uncomfortable, and if I have to drain this thing, I didn't show you guys, but I got a rack and pinion off of a EP3. But hold on, let me show you guys a better look. I got this off of EP3. I don't know the year. The brackets and everything is rusted pretty bad, but I got it for $100. And
damn, $100 you get an EP3 rack and pinion. Because if I do the hold on, if I do the electric power steering, conversion, you're gonna need the fuck. What do you need? You need the fucking rack and pinion, and you need the electric power steering module or whatever the hell it is. But you need the rack, and you have to convert the rack and pinion for sure. Let's see. Yo, what the fuck? RSX EP3 power steering conversion. Oh, damn. They give you there's a whole kit. Vision AutoWorks has a whole kit. Let's go. I didn't even know that. The electric power steering conversion is a popular modification installed on the RSX, whether you need it for a supercharged application or simply want to clean up the engine bay and still retain power steering. We have what you need to complete this conversion. We provide you with completely matched components, rack, BCU, and wiring that is tested, clean, uncut, and guaranteed to be compatible out of the box and ready to go. No more trouble with racks not powering on, dead BCUs, cut wiring, missing parts, and scouring the web for a specific component. Huh. Okay, this doesn't make sense. It looks like they're giving. What the fuck? Okay, so the rack they give you has like K-tune tie rods and hard race tie rod ends. You know what I'm saying? Something about that doesn't seem right because I have DC5 Type R. See, I don't know if I'm gonna have any issue. I shouldn't have any issue because the only thing Type R on my car, the tie rod ends are exactly the same. It's the ball joints. So like, yeah. Like, where the fuck do you put that at? Where's that box, that BCU brake control unit, or whatever the fuck it is? Where the fuck am I supposed to mount that at? Mount that shit somewhere where it's unseen. I don't want to see that shit at all. Optional add-our steering riser bracket. What the fuck is the point of that? I'm not too sure on that one. I almost want to call these people up. Yeah, they're sold out anyway. Great. Dude, that fucking bracket's $100. Yeah, right, dude. I ain't buying that bracket. But yeah, at least there's what if I can call these people up and ask them? I'm actually really curious about us. Tell me you got a fucking phone number, broski. You got a note? Where's the contact at? Or don't tell me you don't got no contact. Menu, contact us. Contact us via form or call. Hope y'all are on the fucking West Coast. That's all I hope. Because it'll be 3 o'clock. If y'all are in East Coast, I'm fucked because it's 6 p.m. Keypad, we got 469. That's where the fuck this is at. Hey, how's it going, man? I was looking online and I saw you guys do an electronic power steering kit for a DC5 from an EP3. Yeah. Yeah, it says on your site you're sold out. Do you have any idea when that'll be back in? Mm-hmm. Okay. Right, right. I got you. I got you. I just had another question. So like my DC5 is like Type R spec. Is that any issue? No, no, like it's everything but right hand drive. I mean like the Brimbos, the hubs, the knuckles and assembly, the motor, everything. Cool, cool. Exactly. Right, right. Yeah, you don't got no lift out there. Kind of got to be careful. Car sitting on steelies. Exactly. Yeah, the whole reason I was asking about like if it'll fit my application is because I saw in the picture like you guys have the rack on your default picture and it's got like K-tune tie rods and like hard race tie rod ends. Is that is that something? Okay, okay, gotcha. Cool, cool. Just checking because like I have the those exact same hard race RC tie rod ends and stuff, and I have the DC5R ball joints. I just didn't know if like there's some type of fitment issue or something. You had to have those or something. Yep. Awesome. But yeah, if I don't know if you guys want to like take my number down or something and like, because I'm not like in a huge rush or anything. I was just curious because I was thinking about going to the junkyard, but I was thinking at the exact same time it's probably gonna be pretty difficult to get that rack out, you know what I mean? Where are you guys located at? Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm in Virginia. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hmm. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not in any rush or anything, so I guess, just keep me in the loop once you guys locate some. I'd definitely be down to buy one. Yeah, one more question. The BCU, the brake control unit that comes with it, where the hell do you mount that at? Like, where's that get mounted? Gotcha. Right. Gotcha. Yeah, like the grommet that go like for the main harness. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for the info. I appreciate it. What was your name? Nice to meet you, Colin. My name's Anthony. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye. All right, dude. Vision Auto Works. Super fucking good customer service. That dude, legit, answered every single one of my questions. Took my info down. They don't have them right now. So that sucks, but he said he'd keep me in the loop because they're kind of hard to find. But yeah. And I don't know. Shay goes this picture right here. So this picture was a little misleading. This is a customer photo, and it's got like obviously it's got the K-tuned tie rod ends. I mean tie rods and the hard race RC tie rod ends. But that stuff doesn't come with it, obviously. That's just a customer photo. It's set up basically. So you don't need that stuff. But I already have the RC tie rod ends, and I have the the ball joints, and all I need to get is the K-tuned or hard race tie rods, which I want to do anyway because they look really nice. But yeah. As far as the brake control unit goes, you're gonna mount that behind your glove box and feed the wires through the fucking main harness grommet, which is totally doable. I'll tell you one thing that's not totally doable is taking off that fucking ring off the main harness. It's a nightmare to get to. It's not a nightmare to get to. It's pretty tight, but it's a nightmare putting it all back together. That's the real challenge. But yeah, definitely badass because it costs $500, which seems like a lot. But if you go to a junkyard, you're going to pay $100 minimum for just the rack. Then you're going to need the uncut wiring harness, which is virtually impossible to get because everybody cuts it. So you're going to have to, fucking extend all the wires one by one, pain in the ass. And you got to find the brake control unit and hope it's not burned out. So yeah, definitely worth $500. First thing, so instructions. First thing we need to rip out the hydraulic power steering line and pump. Interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking it would be so much easier to do all this once I yank the engine out and I'm shaving the engine bay and getting it repainted. Dude, it's gonna be so much easier without an engine in the car to get to all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Getting that rack out's a nightmare. With the engine in, it's a nightmare. With that out, it's less of a nightmare. I can go inside the car and unbolt the 10mm bolt holding on the U-joint to the steering shaft. Not bad. Now let's compare. Interesting. The inner tie rods are the same. There's no need to swap the entire tie rod assembly like everyone else. Only the outer tie rod ends are different and need swapping. Wait, the outer tie rod ends are different? Are you shitting me? Dude, don't tell me that. That's not good. Because I already fucking have hard race RC tie rod ends. I'm not trying to fucking have to buy new tie rod ends. Man. Not good. Not good. Not a fan. Dude, that looks like a fucking mess. Dude, this shit looks like a fucking mess. Fuck all that. Dude, if the fucking tie rod ends are different, that almost makes me not want to do it. I don't feel like buying me fucking more tie rod ends. That's retarded. It doesn't say anything about tie rod ends on their thing. Yeah, this is definitely like something I gotta debate. I don't feel like buying tie rod ends. Those tie rod ends are fucking expensive. And I'm not downgrading to EP3 tie rod ends. Fuck that. Let's see. Not much on garage sale. Chassis products. TLS caliber kit. Brembo replacement decals. And it seems like a lot of the shit they don't sell that much stuff. I'm actually surprised. Where's the about us? Like, what do you guys do? High performance headlight solutions. So that's what they do? It's headlights? That's it? That's all they do. I'm surprised they have the EPS kit. It's fucking wild stuff. Well, that sums that up. Unless someone else fucking boosted Kate. That's a forum. Yeah, literally, it looks like Damn, that bitch already sold. That's a bitch, bro. Let's see if I can find one on eBay just for fun. Just for fun. No matches found. Great. Amazing. Fucking hell, John. That's a bitch, dude. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I gotta fucking buy the fucking K-Tune fucking power steering delete. Didn't even think about that. So you got $500 just to buy the fucking electric power steering conversion. And then you got K-Tuned power steering delete. That shit cost $219. This kit deletes both AC and power steering. There's no way to keep them with this kit. If you wish to keep AC, you can use the EP3 adjustable pulley kit and purchase your own belt. EP3 adjustable pulley. The K-Tune EP3 pulley is the newest addition to our ever-growing parts lineup. Dude, I don't understand if you're like, how do I describe it? If you're going from like mechanical fucking power steering to electric power steering, you'd be deleting like where the power steering. I guess not. I don't fucking know. At this point, I don't know. I have no clue. It's giving me a fucking headache. Almost makes me want to delete AC too. Just like say fuck it, ditch the AC. So that would make the car more lightweight, ditching all that, and it'd be gaining even more power. So if you delete power steering, you're probably going to get 5 to 10 horsepower gain from parasitic drag correction, and then from AC delete, probably another 5, 10 horsepower. So that's like 20 horsepower just from making it full on fucking race car. You know what I'm saying? See what Basile does. Any day now.
All right, so like I mentioned it series delete is done. I did had a hard time getting the bill actually. It's I measured it. Let's see here. I know I just signed helping up putting some of the bolts and stuff away. Got me a hose for the booster so I can talk it a little bit. Really? Okay, so what's the garage? All right. Okay, so this is the factory bus. So I gotta wanna measure it, and I'm sure everybody wants to see your Batman face mask. So got this belt. We're gonna have to wrap it up later, but anyways, I didn't get a chance how I did the manual rack, but here it is. Apparently, my camera wasn't recording, so it's pretty much you have to take the header off when you do it. 14mm top, 3 on the bottom, and then you gotta drop the subframe to get to the rack bikini. Otherwise, you just going to have a headache. So best thing is drop the header and then drop the subframe. Subframe, it's got a bolt right there. Yeah, I'll show you right here. It's got that bolt right there, and it's got these ones right there. You can tell. Got this one right there, and then these two. And then pretty much the subframe will drop. All you gotta do is just loosen it up from the suspension right there. Don't drop it too much because then your brake lines is gonna hold on it. But you pretty much drop down, and they should be able to pull the rack. The problem I have with that. The problem I have with that is right here. From the Palisade rack to the manual rack. This is the problem, you guys. A lot of people don't notice it, but they don't post it online. I don't know if you noticed, but diameter from this side to this side looks the same, right? Well, I threw the other one away, but the other one it's bigger on the, which I'll show you right now. No, this is the I'll show you the one that I pulled out. Let's see. That's the new one I got. It won't go on. You see that? It won't go on. But the other one I had, it's big on one side and small on one side. So the smaller side goes inside the car, and the bigger side goes on the outside. Well, I needed one that is actually a smaller diameter on both sides. And I mean, I've been looking and searching, googling this stuff, and nobody says nothing about this. Now this right here, if you guys are doing the manual rack, about the manual rack of eBay, I think. Everybody recommended it was great. It's manual rack, kind of like what you wanted to or something. The shaft is smaller. The shaft is it's smaller on the manual rack, which goes up to the one for it's the same diameter as the one that goes to the column inside the car. So I went to the pick apart, and I mean, to the junkyard, and I mean, I just started taking every single Honda apart. I mean, it didn't matter. If it was a Soul, if it was Civic, if it was Integra, if it was an Accord, if it was a Prelude. I probably tore down about 4 cars till I got to a 94 Honda Accord, and they had this one. So, you guys out there, I think 92 to 96 Honda Accord is what I pulled this one.
What the fuck was I about to look up? Yeah. Another thing I want to look into is electric water pump. I want to take all the fucking parasitic drag off, man. If I didn't have to fucking run an alternator, I'd take that off too. Water plate kits. Damn, that bitch is expensive. Ain't it's out of fucking stock. It's just $700. That's fucked. This kit is designed to use the crank pulley from a K20 Type R medium size K20A2. If you're using a larger crank pulley, you may need to use a longer belt. So I'm set on that K20 Type R. Fully adjustable auto tensioner, or fully adjustable tensioner with integrated pulley. This kit includes the water pump, block off plate, alternator mount kit. Oh damn! So you gotta mount the alternator in a whole nother place. Holy fuck! That's wild stuff. AJ, what's up, man? How the hell are you doing? Eric, what's up? Dude, did you guys just get notifications? I've been here for a fucking hour and 10 minutes. There's been nobody in here. Nobody. Not one person. Eric says, what did you sell? Dude, it's funny you mentioned that because, in the past hour, I've been touching on a lot of topics, just talking to myself, basically. I've been thinking, man. I played music today. I recorded some guitar over top of some drums I played yesterday. And like, dude, it's like a chore to make myself play music now. Like, I love music, but like, now that I stopped smoking weed, I swear, man, something's changed. Something has definitely changed. Like my inspiration is like shriveled up. And I look at all this equipment, I'm like, dude, this shit's going to waste. I mean, even my record collection, I don't listen to records like I used to. Like YouTube and like just like the fact that you can type in anything you want and get any song, essentially any song. Just kind of makes me say, mm-mm-mm. AJ says you will get your mojo. Eric says, oh shit, it's all gotta go for more. Gotta go more for the car. Well, that's pretty much where I'm at, man. Like, I don't know, I've been like researching. I wanna do the EP3 power steering rack so I can have electric power steering. I found a place in South Carolina that offers a kit for $500. That would make more power for the car, 5 to 10 horsepower, because no parasitic drag. Then I'm kind of like, dude, what about electric water pump, water plate kit? It's like $600, but that's another power dragger, water pump. Be relocating the alternator and EP3 adjustable idler pulley and all that shit. So it's kind of like, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what to do. And I kind of feel like deleting the AC too. I'm not going to lie. Keep the heater core, because heat, if it's super cold, you're going to want heat. But at the same time, if it's super hot, you want AC, but you could put your windows down at least, Ask Austin Powers. My mojo, baby. My mojo, it's gone. That's how it feels. Dr. Evil's fucking sucked up my mojo. No, like, I still like playing music, but I feel like this layout, this gear I have, like, it needs to go. I just need to like sell it all and fucking start over again or something. I'm tired, like I'm bored, I'm like burnt out on my gear. I've like gone as far as I can with this gear. I mean, there's a lot of shit on the floor. You know what I'm saying? A lot of knobs. Whole lot of knobs. Eric says, bullshit. The heat index here today was 115. Yeah, well, you probably want to keep your AC then. But me, I want the 10 horsepower. Dude, fucking LHT Performance in Florida. They just finished an automatic EK Civic, and they took all that out and converted it to manual with a K20A Type R motor. Even in hot as fuck Florida, like we're talking hot, so the car is not going to make as much power on the dyno, with a short ram intake and the fucking heat index being as hot as it is, the fucking car put down 216, and it had a short ram intake, didn't have nearly as nice of a setup of bolt-ons and stuff as my car. So basically what that means is, I mean, when it's hot, when you have a dyno session, it's like above like 85, 90 degrees, it robs the car of power. So the fact that it had a short ram and hot as fuck and had a catalytic converter, didn't have a race header, any of the shit I have, it put down 216. You know what I mean? So that's like really fucking good number for a K20A with like heat soak and a kind of shitty bolt-ons, you know? So yeah, that was pretty impressive. So that basically means my car's probably, I would say my car is at least putting out 235. I would hope it's putting out 235. I think if I do the return style fuel system and E85, do the electric power steering and the electric water pump, I think I'd be hitting like 250-ish, 260-ish, something like that. Eric says, yep, damn. Chronicle says, I'm going to go live in a few. I got to get something off my chest. Yeah, do your thing, man. I'll probably tune in. I'm eager to hear what you got to get off your chest. Is it story time? HD just uploaded 1990 right-hand drive all-wheel drive Civic EF. Oh God, or OG all-wheel drive. Whoop-de-whoop. Oh, you saw your story when you're not on your live stream. I got you. Gives me time to tell a story. That's right. This YouTuber says on his community wall, it says, take a week off and YouTube punishes you by not sending your notifications out. Thanks, YouTube. You're an excellent slave driver. No. AJ says, doing live stream is hard for me since I'm being put on blast. Shit, man, don't worry about that. Fuck all that. Somebody could come in here and start hassling me, and I'll be like, suck my dick from the back. You don't know me. You don't know me. They could say anything to me. Like, I used to have people come in here and they'd be like, oh, your channel sucks, you fucking virgin. It's like, do you know me? You don't want to know the horror stories I got. Shit, if abortions weren't a thing, I'd have 3 kids. Get the fuck out of here. That's not something to be proud of either. I mean, I guess it is. Who knows? Eric says, and then I will just bust their balls. That's right. AJ says, catch you later, man. Have a good one. I'll be on the lookout. Dude, Eric, so you remember how I was telling you about my my ex-bandmate who's like mad tranny mode, right? I went to get my coffee yesterday, and the girl that rings me up sometimes, she knows him. Like, she went to high school with him. And she was like, have you talked to so-and-so? I was like, no. She goes, I had no idea. And I was like, oh, you know now. You didn't know. She's like, no, I didn't. She was like, my friend told me. A mutual friend told me. And I was like, yeah, now you know why I don't hang out or talk to him anymore. I was like, you know he moved back to town, right? And she's like, no, I didn't. She's like, I looked at his or her Instagram. He's like, she goes, I gotta say, he's a really fucking ugly girl. I was dying, dude. I was like, yeah. I was like, now you know why we don't play music anymore. Motherfucker is off his fucking meds. So fucking weird. I even explained to her, I was like, dude, I don't even necessarily like, I'm not saying people shouldn't exist, or like if they really want to do that, if they have some kind of deep, dark trauma that, let's say, I don't know, let's say some kid, let's say some boy, little boy, used to get beat when he was a kid because his mom wanted a daughter. So he's got some fucked up, deep-seated trauma in his skull floating around. He's like, I just want to make her happy. I want to be a girl. Like, I would kind of sympathize for something that extreme, you know, like you're 4 and you get like whipped with a belt because you're not a girl or something crazy like that. We're talking something crazy, right? But my friend has none of that. He's literally just going for the freak factor. So I don't respect it at all. I'm like, dude, I fucking know you. You know what I'm saying? You don't got no trauma. Fuck you. Wayne King Series says, what? Oh my God. We're just talking about people's reasoning for transitioning from a man to a woman or a woman to a man. I think it's a fad. I think it's a fashion trend now. You know, I think that's literally what's happening, why people do it. Like, I saw this kid I went to high school with. He used to, like, you know, I would play in the talent show or something. His band would play in the talent show. He was kind of a weird kid back then, you know? So, like, somebody, like, said, do you know he transitioned? And I look at his Instagram. I'm like, oh, my God. It's like, this is literally, like, a fucking reoccurring theme. Weirdos trying to get even more weird. It's like, to me, you don't need to chop your dick off and glue on a pussy to be weird. You could play weird music. You could be like Sid Barrett and shave your fucking eyebrows off. You could do a lot of things to be weird. Wear a weird costume. I don't know. Fuck. But literally, it's like a fad now. You know, something about it. Oh, it's accepted. Oh, so I'm gonna be real trendy. I'm gonna be a tranny. It's like, it doesn't resonate with me. It's like, I don't got anything against gay people. I think they have their place in the world. A man likes a man. A woman likes a woman. Kind of makes sense. Some people are attracted to certain things. But chopping your dick off with what you were born with and gluing on a pussy and taking estrogen and growing fake titties and you know, shaving your legs and shit, just weird. It's just fucking weird. You know? And King says mental illness. I don't get butt sex. Well, I don't either, but I'm saying at least you're not like changing your physical genetic makeup. Like, oh, your body has estrogen and testosterone, right? So men starting to take nothing but estrogen and block out testosterone. That's just unhealthy. It's unnatural, you know? I don't get it. It's like a scientific thing. I don't understand it. And I don't agree with it. It's like if you were trying to turn into a plant. You're a human, you want to be a plant. Oh, I don't breathe oxygen, I breathe CO2. No, it's not the way it works. Sorry. Bye-bye. Just doesn't make sense. It's like 2 + 2, 19. Duh. 19 minus 19, -8. No big deal. It's just laughable. What the fuck is going on in the world? Eric's laughing. That's right. Yep. Wing, what do you think? You think I should just like sell all my studio equipment? I'm thinking about it, man. I've thought about it before and I was like, no, I can't do that. Now I'm kind of like, you can always buy more equipment. Because dude, there's so much gear I have that I could get money for. And at the same time, there's so many car parts I want that I don't have the money for. Because I feel like it would be beneficial to sell what I have, because I damn sure didn't pay what I could get for like a lot of things. Like a pedal that I paid $50 for that's worth 500. That's like some crazy shit right there, you know? And not to mention I have all my spare car parts that I'm trying to sell too. They're just like, it's not really taking off, you know? Because like there's a niche market for RSX parts, but pedals and like gear, It don't matter what genre of music you're playing. Everyone that's a musician needs a mixing board. Everyone needs a amp or a distortion pedal or whatever, delay pedal. So there's like a huge market for all this like gear. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many people. I'll put one of these pedals up and it'll be sold fucking tomorrow. I mean, there's eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Reverb.com. Like, there's a big network of like places to sell that shit. True story. Wayne King says yes. Eric says yeah. Do it. Yeah. I think the only stuff I would keep, honestly, is like my fucking guitar or stuff like that. My acoustic drum set. I'd probably sell the electronic drum set. I would sell like fucking all these pedals. Pretty much all these pedals, honestly. Sell my mixing board. Sell as much as I could, honestly, but I would definitely keep, unless somebody would give me like, dude, I don't even know if I'd sell it, honestly. They'd have to give me like $2,500 for that guitar, because I paid $1,000 for it, but it's a fucking limited run. I think they only made 550 of them, so like that's why I would ask for like at least $2,500 for it. Like, you cannot fucking find one of these. Let me see if I can find one just for fun. Eastwood Deerhoof guitar. Let's see. Aldo, what's up, man? How you doing? Does he really have one? What? No way, dude. You could buy, dude. Fuck, I'd almost buy a second one. They have one for fucking $550. I paid $1,000, dude. Custom shop. That is insane. Yeah, no wonder, at a fraction of its retail cost. What's new, Aldo? Debating selling my studio equipment, man. Your neighborhood Jesus, the music freak, is kind of like, I don't know what I want to do, man. I want to bring the energy, but my inspiration is at an all-time low. Holy shit, broke dad, man. I thought you were like dead. Holy shit, dude. How have you been? Dude, I tried messaging you on Instagram like at least a month or two ago. I was like, how you been? I was thinking about calling you the other day. Wayne King says, what you got for $2? 9-volt battery. Lachlan says, haha, bring it. I'm great. I don't do Instagram. Yes, I saw you didn't post. You still had your Instagram, so I didn't know. How's life, man? Are you missing the Integra? Lachlan says, I've totally disconnected. Not a bad thing. Yeah, social media gets pretty repetitive. Lachlan says, hell no, don't miss it. Damn. Feeling. Oh, you missed the DC5 more. Dude, I miss your DC5 too, man. I miss your DC5 videos. Like, even if I've already seen them, they were just interesting. It was a good arsenal of tutorials and just vlogs. Lachlan says, harass the idiot kid to sell it back to me. Oh my God, dude, if you bought that back, that'd be amazing. He blocked you? Oh my God, dude. Even more of a hurt in the feels. Aldo says, great tutorial on the lights for the climate control. Yeah. Yeah, like the dials, like the backlit, whatchamacallit. True story. Dude, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I've never had those burn out before, but when I got the blue car, it's LEDs or light bulbs or whatever the fuck were burnt out. So, like, literally, I just swapped the bulbs from my old cluster, my old instrument panel thingy. Lachlan says, I've been looking at other DC5 options, but maybe it's just nostalgia. Dude, it's not nostalgia, man. DC5 is like such a worthy chassis. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're just dailying it, if you're turning it into a drag car, if you're turning it into an autocross or a circuit car, or just like doing mountain runs. Like, it is a multi-fucking purpose car. It is so amazing. Like, sometimes I think to myself, I'm like, am I wasting my time? Like, am I going to regret this one day? I don't think I am. Like, I don't regret getting all this studio equipment, but at the same time, I feel like shedding skin, you know? Like, I don't think I'm never not going to buy more equipment one day, but like, technology's taken off with music gear that I could sell all this stuff and almost not feel bad because one day I'll buy more equipment and fucking it'll be better. It'll be even more amazing because technology is just amazing. Let's see. Lachlan says, want jade green. Dude, jade green's a really odd color. See, when I first started in the DC5 game, and I was like researching about the cars and the colors and all that stuff, I always thought in like my mind that jade green metallic was like an actual green. It's like a gray silver type color with like a fucking, we're talking like a doppel of fucking green in the paint. So it is kind of like interesting. It's just like misleading. You hear jade green, you're thinking of like a fucking emerald or something. Aldo says jade green is nice and rare. Yeah, next to like Milano red. I think those are the two rarest DC5 colors. I've always kind of had a thing for the Milano red. I don't think it fares up well if you live in a sunny state. It's gonna fade the fucking clear cut and turn that car pink. And that sucks. Lachlan says that tan interior classy. Yeah, it's better than like gray interior. I get it either be if you're going for stock interior like black or see, I always liked the old school like fucking whatever that color for the GSR is, like the forest green metallic or whatever it is. With tan interior, like a green car with tan interior looks so badass. Aldo says Midori green, another good one, but only in EK. Yeah, like I like the green on whatchamacallit, La Tommy La's EK. I think that's a Galapagos green metallic or whatever the hell. It's pretty badass green. I still can't believe La Tommy La took out a B18 C5 with ITBs and traded it for a B16 A2 that's barred. That's like sad. Makes me upset. B18 C5 with fucking ITBs is pretty epic. And like Toyota cams and all that shit. D says no tan is good. I think it depends on the car. GSR, like a green GSR with tan interior, I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm always going to be a fan of like black interior is good, but it's kind of standard. It's kind of played out, you know? It all depends on the car. Like a black car with tan interior doesn't look too bad. Wing King says beaver brown. Aldo says red with tan looks good. Aldo says that's Cali life. Lachlan says, what a snatch muncher. Aldo says got to be able to smog. Oh, Lachlan, you'll be proud of me. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be proud or not. But I had the cops come to my door 2 days ago. Anybody that missed that, the cops were called on me. I was like, what the fuck's going on? They were like, yeah, we got a call. Do you own a blue RSX? I was like, yeah. They're like, somebody called in and tipped off and said that you were excessively speeding through the neighborhood. I was like, and? And they were like, well, we didn't see it. So there's nothing we can do about it. We just wanted to give you heads up. I was like, all right, cool, bye. Dude, the fucked up part was open up the door and it's not like a cop in normal uniform. This motherfucker had like a field vest on with like stun gun, fucking pockets of shit, like bulletproof vest. I was like, all of this because I was speeding? My pop told him, he was like, dude, the fucking car is just loud. It's got a high compression motor. It wasn't speeding. Goodbye. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Swatted. Dude, if they would have kicked my fucking bedroom door off, like, get on the ground, Toretto. I'd have been like, shit. Eric says 100 is not speeding. Yeah, if it's like 100 kilometers. I just found it funny. Like, I haven't been pulled over in 10 years. They're going to go off cannon fodder. Like, somebody calling in saying, they're like RSX speeding. Like, somebody had to call in my plates because how would they get my address? And how would they know it's an RSX? Because clearly, if it was just like an average Joe, they would either have to know what an RSX looks like or they would have had to see my license plate because the back of the car from the hatch says Honda Integra Type R. Like, it's not badged as an RSX. Only thing it says RSX is on the registration. The VIN number is gonna tell it's an RSX. Wayne King says next door neighbor. You know, I've thought about that because I'm pretty sure they don't like me, but they've never given us any problem. But if they were gonna do something like that, they would definitely do some bitch shit like that. You know. Try to do something covert, shadow games. They wouldn't like come up and knock on the door and be like, your car's too loud. Because we'd be like, first thing I would say is, my car's too loud. You mow your fucking grass at 8 o'clock at night. Big bag of shit. At least I drive my lawnmower in the day. It's not like I'm coming in at 3 in the morning, two-stepping 5,000 RPMs. Like, come on now. Grow a sack. Ridiculous. Eric says big bags of shit. That's right. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Lachlan says sitting on the toilet enjoying the stream. Shooting the shit, taking a shit. That's all there is to it, man. Lachlan, what do you think, man? Do you think I should sell my studio equipment, fund the build, while I sell parts also? Because selling the spare DC5 parts is taking way fucking too long. You know, it was going better a few months ago. It's come to a fucking dead slow pace. Eric's laughing. Lachlan says, that's a tough one. Because, like, the way I feel about it is, like, I used to play music 15 hours a day, man, which is, like, virtually unhealthy, let's be real. But that's how much inspiration one musician could have. Playing 15 hours a day, smoking bowls, drinking crazy amounts of espresso, smoking a pack of cigarettes a day, and still having ample energy and inspiration to play and record all fucking day. And now it's like I have to almost fight myself to record for like an hour or two. And it feels like a chore. It's like there's no fire lit under my ass to like play music. I love music, but it's just the inspiration is kind of dried up. Lachlan says, why no fire? I used to play music with different people, and now I don't play with anybody. Like it seems like everybody that I played music with has grown out of it due to they've gotten married, they've had kids, they have job schedules that are just unrealistic, or they moved away. So it's kind of like by default that I don't find anybody to play music with. And like, even if I were to find people with like more flexible schedules or openings, they all like music that I can't stand. Like we don't see eye to eye, if that makes sense. They're trying to do some like pop shit, and I'm not really about that. I'm trying to make a new genre. I'm trying to make new music. So that's why it's difficult. And I don't mind being a fucking solo artist, but like I've been doing that for the past 10 years, and it's like you kind of get burnt out on it. And I bet Jamal, who's like a diehard fan of my music all the way in New Zealand, I bet he's gonna watch this stream and be like, no, don't do it. But like, I mean, I have so much music I've recorded in the past 10 years. I have fucking 10 terabytes of recording sessions, like albums, sessions, different collabs with people and stuff. So like 10 terabytes is a lot of music. I mean, no wonder I'm fucking burnt out, honestly. Lachlan says, we'll find a solo niche. Yeah. It's kind of what I've been doing. Lachlan says on SoundCloud. Like, I have a SoundCloud, but I have all my shit up on Bandcamp, and it's like, I don't even know how many released albums. Like, I mean, it's like, it's kind of a weird definition. I call them albums. Like, some people would just call them, like, this is not an album. This is unlistenable. But that's like, that's the irony, is like, that's how how my genre is. Like, it's like a collection of like mini genres. Like, you could call it experimental, you could almost call it like a sound recording, you could call it like a jam, you could call it like anything you want. Basically, it's not traditional. It's almost like how a painter paints, like some abstract shit. But I have, let's see, that'd be 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 48. I have 50 albums up. And that's just release shit. Like, on these hard drives, I've added it up. Between my solo albums and collaboration albums with different people, I have over 1,000 albums. 1,000. I mean, I could quit music right now and just like release my back catalog of unreleased stuff, and it'd probably take me 10 years. Lachlan says, do some remixes, sample that shit with some hip hop lyrics, say titty, 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 and shit like that. Yeah, basically. See, if I were doing that, I'd have all kinds of people to play music with. Fuck bitches, get money. The end. But yeah, like between like trying to stay semi-consistent with like putting out content for YouTube, which I don't really do content for just the sake of like, oh, I'm running a YouTube channel. I'm almost making it like just taking it at my own pace, if that makes sense. Like, I don't put out content for the sake of like a means to an end. Like, oh, I gotta put out a video every day. It's not necessarily like that. It's like, I'm gonna play it by ear. Some weeks I might release 3, 4, 5 videos. Then some weeks I might not release one video, But that's kind of where I'm at between like the whole music debate. Should I sell my studio and just like shed some skin and fucking clear my head and come back to it in like a year or something like that? Because everything I've ever done is on hard drives. It's not like I'm erasing the past completely. I'm just like clearing out inventory, basically. Because like a lot of the studio shit, I didn't pay full retail for it. I bought a lot of it used for good deals. Like, it's almost like playing the fucking stock market. Because like if I bought some pedal for $50 and it's worth $500 now, I should probably cash in on that. It's kind of like, you know, people like have like Star Wars toys or like comic books and shit like that. Like if you paid $5 for a comic book and it's worth $1,000, you should probably get that money. Oh, also Lachlan, I don't know if you're still here or not. Fucking that nitro cold brew you suggested a while back is fire. RXG21, yes, because race car. I kind of agree with that, honestly. Fucking, there's so many things I want to do. Fucking, I want to pull the motor out and shave and tuck and repaint the engine bay. Not so much like that's like something you should do, like you got to do that. I just feel like we've done so good on the paint and bodywork of the car. When you look at the fucking engine bay, it is just horrible looking. And if you're deleting the ABS, if you're deleting the power steering, if you're deleting or rerouting the AC and like cleaning all this shit up, you're going to take the engine out anyway. You know, like to do the electric power steering conversion, just take the fucking engine out. It's going to save you so much fucking headaches because you got to take the header off anyway. You got to take a bunch of shit out. Like you got to run the brake control unit for the electric power steering. It's got to be put behind the glove box, and the fucking harness has got to be ran through the ECU, the main harness, like grommet. So it's gonna make it a lot easier if I just take out the fucking engine to do all this stuff and take the engine out to do the electric water plate, so I can do electric water pump, and then, you know, doing all the power steering shit and the AC relocation. It's gonna be so much more beneficial and easy just to take the engine out and do all this shit. And while I'm doing that, sand and prep and seal and paint and, you know, weld up all the holes I don't need in the engine bay. It's going to make it look so much cleaner. Not that I'm really about that show car life, but I mean, we've like restored this car completely. The only thing that needs restoring is the fucking engine bay. That's about it. Everything else has been hit, you know. We've done the suspension. Everything's Type R converted. We've done fucking interior work. We've done brand new headlights, brand new everything, brand new paint, body work. Like, might as well do the engine bay too. That's my 2 cents anyway. Some people kind of like disagree with like the track heads. They're like, dude, don't waste your time with that shit. Just make it fast. Like, yeah, I feel you. RXG21 says right-hand drive swap. I'm gonna politely decline the right-hand drive swap for one reason. I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed. I learned driving left-hand drive cars. Fucking 15 years of experience with left-hand drive cars. Driving a right-hand drive car just feels wrong. It's not that it's not badass. Like, don't get me wrong. Japanese cars are right-hand drive. But something about it just feels wrong. Shifting with my left hand doesn't feel like a dominant thing. It feels like a handicap, basically. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. And I feel like reserving the right-hand drive for true imported JDM cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, even if I did a right-hand drive swap, it's still a clone. You know what I mean? It's not an authentic imported JDM car. And something about that just feels imposter, if that makes sense. Like, just because you cut the firewall out and put in the right-hand drive dash and, you know, flip the CMC and did all the stuff to make it right-hand drive, it's still a fucking clone, you know? So I feel like just staying out in the forefront and saying, yeah, this is a clone, you know? It's not right-hand drive. RXG21 says like putting Type R badges on a base model. I wouldn't say it's that imposter. That's just like riced out. See, I've done every single Type R part you can do to a RSX, except for the right-hand drive. I mean, we've done the engine, the transmission, not only the Brembos, but we've done the fucking control arms and the entire undercarriage of the cars Type R converted. We've done the what else? Type R wheels. We've done the whole Type R, not just like the Type R, side skirts, front lip, rear lip, and wing. I fucking have a whole front clip from a Type R. The fucking bumpers, the hood, the fucking headlights are true Honda JDM HIDs that were like brand new. RXG21 says, LOL, next mod, Type R VIN swap. It's funny you mentioned that because I think it's I can't remember who it is. There's some company that makes these I think it's, let me look. Might be Spoon Sports, or it might be let me see if I can find it. It's in my cart, or not my cart, it's on my my wish list of eBay. Maybe. These people up in Canada, they make these bro, you're not even gonna show me the picture? Come on. Show me the fucking picture. They make these VIN plates and like they'll engrave it and like emboss it for you. And you can give them any VIN number you want and they'll say like, the chassis type and shit like that. I almost think about getting one of those. And you like rivet it on your fucking your radiator support or wherever the hell your VIN tag would be. That'd be pretty badass. Another fun fact for you, see this Motul service badge at the bottom? You know how much one of those fucking badges costs? Those service badges? $159 for a fucking badge. And it's just a fucking service badge. JDM points to the max, man. Plus 10 JDM horses for sure. You know it, man. I actually found a company that they'll source and offer a whole EP3 electric power steering conversion kit for you. It's like $500, but you get the rack, you get the uncut harness, and you get the brake control brain unit, and it's $500. It's a pretty fucking good deal. Because the problem is, one, if you go to a pick and pull, you're not going to find an EP3. There's no way. At least around here, not in Virginia. On the East Coast, it's like unheard of to find an EP3 that's untouched, that still has the power steering rack. Two, if you do find one, it's fucking really hard to get the power steering rack out in a junkyard. Like the car's like jacked up on steelies and it's like mad unsafe. And it's pretty fucking difficult to get the rack out. Three, let's say you do get the rack out, the harness is going to be cut, I guarantee it. And the brain control unit is probably burned out or like, fucked up from rain or who knows what. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'd rather hold out, and they're sold out of them. They can't find any because they're in South Carolina. And I want one really bad because converting from traditional power steering to electric power steering, that's going to be like 5 to 10 horsepower just off fucking converting something, a mechanical part to an electric part. That's going to be badass. And yeah, it's definitely worth the money. The fucking electric water pump kit is definitely worth the money. That's like $600. RX says, but steering feel. The EP3 electric power steering is apparently not that bad. It's a little bit more tight, but I guarantee you it's not nearly as bad as having no power steering, because no power steering, like, I won't do no power steering. Power steering is such a fucking amenity. It's a nice fucking, it's a comfort to have power steering. Like, don't get me wrong. Electric power steering is probably not going to be as good as, traditional pump driven, with a reservoir and all that stuff. But dude, no power steering, that's like some straight fucking nightmare race car shit right there. Because I thought about getting the K-tuned AC and power steering delete kit. Something I didn't know about it is, like, let's say you bought that for just deleting power steering, but you wanted to keep the AC. There's no such thing. If you get that kit, you 100% have to delete both things. You have to delete power steering and AC. And I want to keep my AC, honestly, for sure. But you never know. Maybe one day I'll just, like, retire the car from being a daily, and I'll just fucking delete the AC. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I think pretty soon, if I can get some money, some funds together, because I'm currently unemployed. I quit my fucking job. I kind of regret it, but I don't. I regret it because, like, I'm not getting income like I was, fucking $14 an hour. But at the same time, fuck that manager, dude. That's all I gotta say. Manager sucked. Couldn't work with that manager. But ABS delete, that's coming up. AC relocation with custom lines, that's coming up. Definitely on the fence about doing a titanium B pipe, because that B pipe is heavy as fuck. If I could get a titanium B pipe, that would be pretty amazing. As far as I can tell, you cannot get a titanium header. It's something to do with the flange. I mean, I'm sure if I could find a fucking titanium fabricator, I'm pretty sure some titanium fabricator out there could make me a titanium header. Like, some places don't offer it. They're like, we can't source the flange. RXG says 14 an hour with a dope type R conversion. You're a miracle worker. Dude, I'm still paying shit off, man. Like 10K, I took out a 10K. Like, my silver DC5 got flooded. So then I got insurance check for that. It was like $3,000. And then I took out a fucking 10 grand loan and then some more. So, like, I'm still slowly but surely paying back that 10K loan. So that's kind of why the parts have slowed down significantly, Like, I took out a fucking 10K loan and then I still kept spending money, which is pretty, I'm not going to say irresponsible, because, like, I'm still managing it and, like, keeping it all afloat. But at the same time, I don't know. I just had this, like, urge to get everything done as fast as humanly possible, if that makes sense. I wanted to get the car all completed. I mean, it's never complete, but, well-rounded. Bodywork, paintwork, engine, all the parts, the interior, RXG says, yeah, def flip the studio equipment. Yeah, because, I mean, I think the only thing, like, holding me back from it is sentiment, because it took me 10 years to collect all this shit. And, like, there were a ton of good deals. I mean, like, let's say this right here is like a $300 unit, and I got this for $40. If I can get 150 or $200 for it, that's a pretty fucking good turnaround. Or You know, let's say I got, I don't know, one of these pedals over here on the ground. Like, see all this shit on the ground? Dude, these are money all fucking day. We are talking a lot of dough. Like that orange one right there on the corner. I bought that for fucking $50. That thing's worth $500 because they don't make it anymore and they're hard to come by. Is it a badass pedal? Absolutely. Is it worth $500? Not particularly. Like if somebody was like, you want to buy this white fritter crazy synthesizer pedal for $500, I'd be like, yeah, that's a little rich. That's a bit much. But that's a 10 times turnaround in profit, you know? That $500, that's the EP3 power steering conversion right there. And some of these fucking records I got over here, dude. Like I have the entire fucking Mars Volta discography. First editions, in good condition. Dude, some of those records are worth $500 a piece, and there's 10 of them. That's $5,000. And that's just one band, you know? You got hundreds of records over here, and 10 of them are worth $5,000. Phew. Fucking crazy. So when I think about these things, I'm like, there's a lot of money sitting in this room. You know? A lot of fucking money sitting in this room. Am I proud of it? Yeah. I fucking built a pretty damn good studio, but at the same time, I'm kind of studioed out. RXG says, yeah, sentimental attachments will be the end of us. You know what I'm saying? Sentiments are, what are they? It's just some shit in your brain. Like, I think that like the reason like I'm still hung up on like my silver car is because it was my first car. Like I feel bummed out I lost that car because it was my first car. First car I took really long road trips in. First car I smashed in. First car I ever wrecked. First car I ever blew up a motor in. You know, shit like that. So sentiments, man. It's just some shit going on in your mind. Because if I compare my silver car to my new car, my blue DC5 Type R converted, dude, my silver car would fucking quake looking at that and be like, oh God, you're so much better than me. Because when I had my silver one, man, I never dreamed I would have that blue one look the way it does. Like my silver one was never going to be what this new one is. And the new one is the way it is because of what happened to the silver one. I was like, yo, gotta go all in, fucking ante up. Money's no object type shit. Because in my silver car, man, I would have never spent the kind of money on interior that I did in the blue car. That fucking interior was mad expensive. Like not just the Recaros in the front, but like the fucking carpet, the custom back seats and all that stuff. And RXG says, well, I started with a silver DC5, then got a blue K24 DC5. Do I make my silver car shit its pants? Right? And the funny thing was, when I had the silver car, the whole plan was never a Type R swap. It was a K20, K24 Frankenstein swap. That was like what I had my heart set on. I was about to source a TSX block, and I was going to build it and, you know, fucking board, like punch it out. So it's like a little more than a K24, probably like a 2.6 liter. And I was going to fucking like get the fucking crankshaft polished and, you know, balanced and all that stuff and put, you know, nice like Wiseco pistons in it or, you know, titanium valves and all that shit in it. And once I lost that car, I was like, you know what? I miss my car. I'm 2 months without a DC5. Been searching online trying to find one that was semi-worthy, a worthy chassis. And fucking by the time I found the car, I was like, you know what? I want to do a fucking Type R swap because it's gonna be just drop in the motor and it's ready to go. I'm gonna be good to go. It's more reliable. Yeah, it doesn't make as much power, but it just seemed like the better thing to do at the time. And I could still feasibly, if I wanted to, I could still get a TSX block and put the Type R head on it and be a pretty fucking badass car. I think it's more fun though, to a degree. I think it's more fun having the higher revving engine because like a K24, you really have to like build it proper to make it rev even out to 9 grand. And my shit can rev all the way to 9,500, which is pretty fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like my shit's not even fully tuned. My shit's on like a jerry rigged base map that I fucking fooled around with, and it can rev out to 9,500 RPMs, which is pretty wild style. Like no knocking, no misfires, nothing. RXG says, yeah, but torque on the K24 is very nice for daily driver. Yeah, no, definitely. The torque is enticing, but I actually talked to K-Mod about this. I was like, yo, notion this idea. I said to him, I said, is it possible for you to take my K20A swap, just a K20A? I was like, can you turn that into a 2.4 liter? And he was like, the answer, short answer, yes, I can. He's like, long answer, no, because it's going to cost you way too much money. I was like how much money? He's like, I'll turn your K20A into a K24 or a 2.5 liter. I think I said a 2.5 liter. He's like, I could do that for like 3 grand. I was like, fuck. I was like, he's like, but that includes the pistons and everything you're gonna need. He's like, basically, I'll turn a K20A into a K20A edition, like 2.5 liter. That would cost 3 grand. And I was literally like, dude, wouldn't that be badass though? Like, yeah, I know I could get a K24 and you could just punch it out and bore it over to make it a 2.5 liter, and that'd be way cheaper. I was like, but wouldn't you agree taking like a legendary fucking Type R motor and turning it into its own 2.5 liter? Like, wouldn't that be OG as fuck? He's like, oh, it would be OG as fuck. He's like, but it's gonna cost you. He's like, that's a lot of work. He's like, but it would get down. He's like, the way we would build it, it would hit 350 horsepower all day. I was like, fuck, all motor, 350 horsepower, wheel horsepower, keep in mind. I was like, dude, that shit would rip. He was like, oh yeah. He's like, it would do, he's like, the valve, he's like, the head is already good enough for 10,000 RPMs. So he's like, we would put Super Tech valves in it and titanium and dual valve springs and all that shit. He's like, it would hit 11,500 RPMs like all fucking day. He was like, he was saying something about the oil pump. He was like, we would have to do this and this to the oil pump so there'd be no oil cavitation. But he was like, that shit will hit 11,500 RPMs all day safely. I was like, it's like, that's like some initial D shit right there. Anything over 10,000 is like epic. RXG says unpopular mods are the best. You know, that's why I wanted to do it, because everyone's doing a Frank swap with a fucking Type S head and a TSX bottom, basically. And that's super badass. Like, it's awesome that somebody thought of doing that it's applicable to do that possible. But how many people have taken a K20A and bored it out to 2.5 liters? Probably nobody. Nobody. I guarantee nobody's done that. But yeah, maybe in the future, who knows? Because, dude, just call it a K25, a K25A. That's what I would call it. People would be like, what the fuck is a K25A? Be like, yeah, exactly. Trademarked by Shades Wade. RxG says OEM K25A. That's right. Somebody, one of my other subscribers, I think it was a Slow Ninja or somebody, he commented on some video and he was like, he said John Lennon dreamed of a 3.0 liter K20. So it'd be a K30. But a 3.0 liter K20 is not, it's impossible. The cylinder walls, if you bored it out that much, they would overlap and the cylinder walls would be so thin they would fucking break. I don't even think it would be that. I think like literally you'd bore out and they would like, there would be no cylinder wall between the cylinders basically. I think a 2.8 liter is the furthest bore out you can go on a K20. Because it isn't a swap. Yeah, right? It'd just be taking an OEM stock block motor, punching out the 2.5 liter and putting some nasty pistons and rods and polishing the crankshaft and even crazier valve train. Because like the best part about a K20A is like it's got high compression pistons OEM. It's got dual valve springs OEM. There's not another motor like a K20A, like stock. Like if you took a B16B or an H22A and compared it with a K20A, the K20A is going to be the strongest motor out of all three. Like the B16B makes more power than a K20A per liter because you got to think the B16B makes like 205 or 210, I think, but you got to think it's a 1.6 liter, so that's pretty epic. But a K20A DC5 Type R makes 217, but it's a 2.0 liter, so 0.4 liters more displacement is only good for like 7 more horsepower. That B16B is pretty badass. But yeah, that's my my aspirations, my goals. I don't know what the future's gonna hold. The more I look at all the studio equipment, I'm like, yo, it's time to let this shit go and keep the fucking car project going because yeah, there's a lot I want to get done. I want to start taking the fucking car to the track, man. Drag strip and the circuits. RxG says FK8 engine swap on this. Well, see, the problem with the silver car is when you have a car in a flood here, it's not a salvage title, it's a non-repairable title. So that car can never be driven on the street. You know? So only thing I could do with it is make it a track car, which would be badass. But I've taken every part off that car. The only thing left on that car is a fucking windshield, 2 doors, and quarter panels. That's it. Everything else is gone. So for me to make a track car out of that, I would have to go backwards. I mean, there's no dashboard, there's no fucking tie rod ends, there's nothing, dude. It literally has 4 wheels, 2 doors, 2 quarter panels, and a windshield. I mean, the sunroof's gone, the hatch is gone, the fucking everything is gone. So it'd be a lot of money. A lot of money, a lot of time. K20C, if I remember. Yeah, FK8's a K20C. It's weird how they called it a K20 because it's not like a K20 at all. It's like its own thing, you know? I mean, I guess it's kind of like it's a revamped, it's like a different redesigned K20. I mean, it's doing a lot of things the K20 is doing. It still has like the same 3-lib VTEC and all that stuff, but it's not, I don't consider it a K20. It's an Earth Dreams or Earthworks or whatever the fuck that shit is. For what it is, like For the price tag the FK8 Type R came with, I don't respect the FK8, the Type R. I know that sounds crazy. Like, dude, it's so badass. But dude, it made 306 at the flywheel at 22.5 pounds of boost. That is straight dog shit. That is like rich, lazy people's sports car. Because you can just build your own fucking K20, put a small ass T3, T4 turbo on it, run on 10 pounds of boost and make more power than that fucker. Is it a nice looking car? Absolutely. It looks nice. It's got a nice interior. Body styling's a little aggressive, but it's still pretty cool looking. I think the stock wheels are garbage. I don't know who the fuck's driving a track car that has 20-inch wheels with little ass tires and all that shit. But the 22.5 pounds of boost is what's sat wrong with me. It's only making 306 at the fucking on the engine, not even at the wheels, and it's 22.5 pounds of boost. You would think for 22.5 pounds of boost, that fucker would be making 600 horsepower or something. But it's not. Tree Hugger K series, yeah, basically. That's newer cars for you, man. Emissions out the ass. Drive by wire instead of drive by cable. Like traditional throttle cable. That's just 100% mechanical. Fucking when you have it in neutral and you rev it up, it's got like a built-in shitty ass rev limiter. It's like 3,200 RPMs, I think, or something. That's kind of whack. No traditional parking brake. That's super whack. You have a fucking button for your e-brake. Like, what do you do when that bitch goes out? Let's say that button dies. What are you supposed to do? Those are my pros and cons of the car. I don't think it's worth 40 grand. And I didn't understand why people were flipping dog shit over them when like dealers were marking them up and they're like, dude, we got to get one. It's like, dude, no, let's not. 37.5 was already enough money. That was already too much money. And then people were starting to mark them up for like 50 grand. Like, nah, I'm good. I'll take my 50 grand, take a $4,000 DC5 chassis, put X or Y motor in it or whatever the fuck, whatever you want to do, whether it's a K20A, a K20, K24, a K24A2, a fucking J37, whatever the hell, an LS1, whatever you want to put in it. And yeah, still have money to spend. RXG says, yup, agreed. True story. I agree for sure. RXG says, imagine driving a DC5 with 30K worth of mods, scary fast. Oh, I believe it. I mean, so far in my project, dude, and it's not all in the engine, obviously. Like, the engine is some of it. Like, we're talking like buying the car, swapping in a K20A, doing all the other mods, the interior, the paint and body work, the wheels, the fucking rare parts and all that shit. I'm like right around 20-ish in it. That's with the car, obviously, like the $4 grand I paid for the car. So, I mean, I've put like 15 into it, I think, for everything I've done. Like, if you weren't counting the car, it's like 15-ish. And I mean, that's not like all performance based, like if I just bought a shitty EK, I'm not saying an EK hatch is shitty. I'm just saying, like, if I would have just kept it like not clean looking, just like, all right, we have a chassis and we're going to put 15 grand in the engine. I mean, yeah, it would be way faster. It'd be way, way faster. I mean, I could have spent 10 grand alone on a Magnuson supercharger setup, and yeah, that would have got me pretty much a lot faster. Speaking of Magnuson, look who's here. Camo FK8 ahoy. Yeah, how much did you spend on your Magnuson setup, Cam? Like 12 grand? and that shit's a beast. RXG says K25A EK. Oh my god. Cam says been lurking a few minutes. Been lurking a few minutes. Yup. We're just talking about, you know, setups, spending money on cars, this versus that, shit like that. I was just explaining, well, I wasn't explaining, I was talking to RXG saying the FK8's a nice car, but dude, for 40 grand and the 22.5 pounds of boost argument, like I can't believe the thing only makes 306 at the flywheel. It's not worth it. It is a nice looking car though, I will say that. But I just feel like if you could take a small ass turbo on a DC5, stock block DC5, think about what you would get out of 22.5 pounds boost on a DC5. You would get 600 horsepower, you know? Cam says lost count somewhere between 12 grand to 15K on supercharger setup. Is that 12 to 15 grand Australian or equated to US money? Because if it was 15 grand, that'd be like 8-9 grand here, I think. Cam says FK8 is a good daily. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's totally a nice looking car, and if you're just driving it from point A to point B, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. What I'm saying from a performer, from a tuner's perspective, 22.5 pounds of boost, equating to 306 at the flywheel. That is like dog shit. That is like bad power gain, power yield, not respectable. Like imagine like PFI, like Brent, he tunes a car, 22.5 pounds of boost. That bitch is making well in the 500 to 600 range, probably even more if it's like a Supra or something, you know. 22.5 pounds of boost on a Supra, it's probably like 800 horsepower. Australian money, gotcha. So what's that yield? Let's see, 15,000 AUD to USD would be RXG says, yeah, my NA K24 is getting 220 to the wheels with bolt-ons. Cam says 7 to 8K on the drive line. Good God. RXG says agree with the daily driver aspect. That yeah, because I mean it's just it's a turnkey stock car, you know. I agree. Yeah, Cam. So like 15,000 Australian money is like 10 grand USD. So that's not that, to a degree, that's not that bad. You know? I mean, it's still a lot for a setup, but I mean, 10 grand for a Magnuson, it's not that bad. Because if you were gonna like, let's say you get a Jackson Racing supercharger and it's like 6 grand, Jackson Racing supercharger's dog shit. It's not nearly. It's not even half of what a fucking Magnuson Merc Racing setup is. That's like legit. Definitely legit. Cam says Tori likes the FK better, not as loud. Well, obviously, but you can't necessarily base a car's performance off whether the dog likes it or not. Because my dog hates my fucking car. He likes a Gucci Fiat over my car. So clearly, the dog is not the winning factor. But yeah, fucking Yeah, it might be time to sell the studio equipment, guys. Honestly, after chatting and debating with some of you, seems like it might be the way to go. Because like, I just don't play music the same anymore. I'm not gonna sell my acoustic drum kit. It's the first drum kit I ever got. Not selling that. Probably not selling this guitar because it's like super fucking rare. You're not gonna find one except for that one place that's selling one for $500, and that's I can't believe they're selling that for $500. That's insane. RXG says, question: where do you source JDM parts from? Sometimes I'll get them from JSpec, this place in town. They source JDM parts. They have a guy over in Japan. They'll send over shipping containers, and they mainly do Nissan and Subaru parts. But that's not all they do. They do some Honda stuff. They get a decent selection of DC5R stuff. They have a lot of like, DC2 stuff, EK9 shit, stuff like that, Del Sol stuff. They have decent Honda selection. They do a lot of vehicle imports too. Like you can get a right-hand drive DA9, Del Sol, DC2, but they have a lot of Subaru and Nissan stuff. So that's who I get stuff from in town, and they don't have all the stuff I need. So when I'm looking for certain parts, I'll hit up Ningun or Nangoon, however you say it, and then I'll hit up ICB Motorsport. I'll hit up. I've hit up Go Tuning Unlimited. That's where I got my M&M Honda Super Tuning banner from on my windshield. As far as like Spoon Sports parts, some of it comes from ICB, some of it comes from Ningun, some stuff comes from Go Tuning. Trying to think where else. Oh, righthanddrivejapan.com. I've gotten a lot of parts from them. They are a pleasure to work with considering they're in Japan. Their site's very easy to use. It converts, Japanese yen into USD currency, so you know exactly how much you're paying. The shipping is a little bit much, but as far as turnaround time, I'll have my parts within 2 weeks. So yeah, they're a joy to work with. Definitely good people. I even hit them up one time, and I said to them, "Hey, love your shop and stuff. I do YouTube, yada yada. Would love if you would send me some like stickers and shit like that." And it was Ningun too, I think. Ningun did the same thing too. I was like, "Yo, I want to rock like promote y'all's site and stuff and put it on my build." So like on the outside of my car, I have a right-hand drive Japan sticker on my quarter glass. Then underneath the hood, I have a bunch of like sponsors and stuff like that. And Ningun gave me this badass samurai sticker that's like neo chrome, like super shiny, weird looking. Definitely badass people. RXG says, yeah, all good sources. Have you been lucky with good finds on Kruber? Kruber Up Garage. I've yet to buy anything off Kruber, but I'm always willing, new sources. I've also bought a couple things. What's his name? Luis's site, DC5R Parts. I will say, I did get my Recaro seats from him, and I appreciate that I could get, SR4 Recaro red seats. But he hiked up the fucking price. Ridiculous, dude. I paid way too much money for those seats. I could have bought a set for fucking $500 to $700 cheaper off used racing parts. But the problem was I didn't feel like waiting 3 to 4 weeks. I needed them in like 1 to 2 weeks. So that's why I bought them from Luis. But dude, most expensive shit I've ever bought. Like those seats were like damn near half the cost of my fucking motor, which is way fucking too much. They were like $2,000 with shipping, which was pretty fucking steep. They were in decent condition. Wait, is Kruber up garage? Like, is that the same thing? Like Kruber up garage is up garage in Japan? I'm assuming. Yeah, they're the same. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't bought anything from up garage. You would think there'd be some good ass deals. Maybe if I like DC5. Let's see if they got anything from my whip. They say when you type in a search, it says, please do not buy products and use for resale. That's funny. Let's see. Integra Type R. Let's see what they got. Maybe I should type in DC5. That'd probably help. I usually just search DC5. Yeah. Okay, I see. Dude, these deals. Wait, how much is Japanese yen to USD? Dude, these fucking prices already, dude. Jesus. I can get a fucking INGS front bumper in spec for $179. Dude, you know how much that bumper costs like in the United States? It's like 600, 700, I think. Holy fuck. Oh, no way, dude. Also, you could change the price from, oh, can you? What the fuck do you do that? I'm trying to change the price to USD, but it won't let me. Oh my god, dude. Feels front bump. Oh my god. Dude, I'm shit's got me wild right now. Fucking set up Olin's DFV screw type harmonic drive coilovers. Holy fuck. Yeah, shipping's the killer. Yeah, I'm sure. Dude, there's no way these are Olin's. Yeah, see, they're Olin's with RSR springs. But technically they are Olin's. Oleans, however the fuck you say it. Top right, there should be a currency. Yeah, I don't see it. Dude, I can't believe the shit they have. Dude, fucking set of Type R Dixel slit or slotted rotors, whatever you want to call it. Dude, you can buy one SR4 seat for like $212. That's fucked. That's insane, dude. I'm blown away. These prices, dude. I need to go to Japan like right now with a shipping container. This is insane. Like 4,000. How much was it? 46.20. Dude, Jesus. These prices are killing me, dude. You can get a set of Type R fenders for $46 for a pair. What the fuck? RXG says, yeah, I check on a regular basis for new inventory. Like I follow them on Instagram. I didn't know Kruger Up Garage was Up Garage in Japan. I thought it was just like, I don't know, some weird name or something. Thought there was some people in California or some shit. It's fucked. Dude, you can get a right-hand drive dash. Like it's not the whole dash, but it's like just the dash for $28. Honda twin cam feels half titanium single. Wait, half titanium. So I take it the B pipe's not the titanium part. Yeah, it's definitely. That's titanium. Okay, so from the axle back's titanium, the B pipe's fucking whatchamacallit? Stainless. Dude, my mind's blown. I'm never gonna stop watching this fucking page. I'm gonna be checking this shit day and night. RXG says it's funny because I saw Acura RSX door sills for more. Yeah, anything that's American, like we could ship the American parts to them and they're gonna be fucking more. Yeah, dude, I see them right here. That's funny. Genuine U.S. specification scuff plate, Acura RSX. Even at that, they're still $32. Like, that's crazy because, like, shit, I've sold door sills for more than that. I think I've sold a set of RSX door sills for like $75. I mean, they were like brand new though. Crazy. Damn, is that a carbon fiber gas door? What the fuck? Is it really carbon fiber? No, that's a wrap. That's whack. RXG says, I believe they have a satellite office in the U.S. Saw some items tagged as USA only. That's probably what Kruger Up Garage is. They're probably like, they're fucking, their U.S. branch is probably California because think about it. California to Japan is a lot closer than like East Coast. Is that a fucking Buddy Club rear bumper? What the fuck? Dude, a Buddy Club fucking bumper. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever even seen a Buddy Club rear bumper, like aside from in a video game. Damn, they only have 3 pages of DC5 stuff. That's sad. They have a lot of shit though. That's intense. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna grab some dinner. I will catch you guys later. It was nice shooting the shit with you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Be y'all.